Ooh, welcome to the Ringer NFL show. I'm your host, Sheil Kapadia. Today, we're talking about what we're thankful for from the 2025 NFL season. You know, sometimes we're critical about quarterbacks and teams. This is a positivity episode. We're talking about just what we're thankful for with Thanksgiving coming up on Thursday. Our guest today is Billy Gil from The Ringer. We had so much fun with him last week. We said, let's call him back this week and see what he's thankful for. So we'll take a break. We come back with Billy, and we're talking about what we're thankful for from the 2025 NFL season. This is the Ringer NFL show presented by FanDuel, the best place to bet the NFL all season long. FanDuel's got it all. Same game parlays, quick bets for jumping in live, and your way so you can build the bet that fits your play. And Missouri, get excited because FanDuel's coming your way December 1st. Download the FanDuel.com/Ringer NFL to get started. Must be 21 plus and present in select states and 18 plus in DC, Kentucky, and Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut. All right, we are back here on the Ringer NFL show with Billy Gil. You know, we had such a good time last week. I said, let me see if he could just come back on again, because Billy, you had the idea last week. Let's thank some people in a future episode. Will be nice. So that's what we're doing today. It's what we are thankful for, I think, from the 2025 NFL season. So you're the guest. Get us started. What do you got?
Okay, so I was thinking long and hard about this because you're absolutely right. Last week, we decided, you know what, this is a great opportunity to kind of come in and maybe take some shots at some people. Say, are these people good? Are these people bad? We don't know. So this is the week that we can kind of make up for that by being thankful. So there's different directions we can go here. The first thing that I'm thankful for is Black Friday football.
Okay, this is interesting because you are a father of two young girls. You have a family, so make the case why you are thankful for Black Friday football.
So a lot of attention obviously goes to the Thursday night Thanksgiving game footballs, right? You have Thanksgiving, you have 3 football games. How do you feel about the Thanksgiving football games?
Love having football on Thanksgiving. I feel like the games are a little too important, and you know, I kind of like one laugher in there, Lions maybe double digit, which we don't have this year. So we'll see. I don't think we've ever had a Thanksgiving slate this good.
Yeah, this is a good slate, and there are meaningful games with a lot of implications. The Packers, the Lions games, like that's a huge one for the NFC North. Usually by the end of Thanksgiving, that night game is the one that some people are excited about, where I'm kind of like somewhat checked out. I've already had like the Thanksgiving meal. I'm tired. It's been a long day. So that's usually the one that I kind of check out on most of the time. But this year we have a good one because this year we have the Bengals and we have the Ravens. Joe Burrow can be making his return if you believe reports. Some people thought he'd be coming back last week, but it looks like he's slated to come back this week. So Thanksgiving is the one that kind of gets like all of the headlines, and everybody loves the Thanksgiving Day football. Black Friday football is a new thing that we've had now. I think this is the 3rd season of Black Friday football, right?
Is it? I have no idea. I can't remember.
I think it's the 3rd season of Black Friday football. Okay. Now, here's the thing. I am someone who comes from the world of retail, where in college I worked at the mall. I was all in on the Black Friday. I'd be the guy that would go in and he'd have to show up, leave his Thanksgiving Day, things at 9:00 at night to show up the mall to prepare so that people can come rushing in at midnight and get in on all the sales. Now, the past couple of years, Black Friday has turned into like more of an online thing, right? There was Cyber Monday before. Malls are kind of going by the wayside. It's a very sad situation. Sheil, I went when we were in Minnesota to Mall of America. I was shocked at how big that mall was. I was thinking about what it might look like on Black Friday and how honestly horrifying it would be if that place was packed because of how massive it is. But Black Friday football, what a delight. If you get up and you go to the Rush and you want to be the first person in the store to get the TV for $2.99 and there's only one of those per store or whatever, you used to camp out and wait in lines and all that stuff, you kind of get exhausted. You'd run out and you didn't really have anything to look forward to. You could have maybe some college games. You have rivalry weekend the next day. But the NFL said, no, we're not going to give up on this Friday. We're going to give you a new treat. We're going to give you Black Friday football. And in between plays, in between snaps, in between quarters, because it's on Amazon Prime. We're going to give you exclusive deals with QR codes on the screen that you have to scan, and you get unlock these things just for watching the game. I mean, Black Friday, what a game too, huh? We have the Bears, we have the Eagles. Bears are hot. They've won, I think, 8 of the last 9 games. They survived this week. The Eagles, 4 of the last 5, but the Eagles are coming off of, I don't want to, upset you at all, but kind of an atrocious week this past week versus the Cowboys.
Yeah. No, there's no doubt about it. It is a big game. There's a lot on the line for the Eagles with the narrative and with the record. As you were talking, you were mentioning Black Friday, 3:00, and I am always thinking of Roger Goodell and the NFL and the greed of the NFL owners. Let's say this is just such a big hit that they say, a report comes out, maybe it's Sunday morning on the pregame shows, maybe it's Monday, and they say the NFL is considering, in starting in 2026, once the high school football, like the Friday night lights is over, everyone's in playoffs now, that just, every Friday at 3:00, there is an NFL game on. Would that get a thumbs up or a thumbs down for you? So are you just, I like the Black Friday football, or are you, let's just have football every Friday? You're giving me a thumbs up.
I'm in. I'll tell you what, like the Friday thing, it seems a little crazy, but we saw this past year that they had the game first week of the season in Rio on a Friday. I like to feel like it's a special thing. So maybe I'd be against every Friday, but maybe we get to kind of like, how later in the season, like the last 2 weeks of the season or whatever, you have the regular season Saturday games also.
Maybe Black Friday is the kickoff of the Friday slate.
I do like the Black Friday kickoff. Things did get ridiculous a couple years ago, like during COVID when we were having like Tuesday games because people were testing. Like that was probably a bit much. Actually, you know what? You've talked me out of this. I don't know that I want it to be a regular thing. I want to feel the specialness of the Black Friday game, unless, as we're inching closer to the holiday season, there's more QR codes, there's more specials that come out there.
I'm looking forward to the Black Friday game. Let's say, ask me next week if I liked it or not. I think I like it. We'll see if I still like it. I want another one from you.
Are you a shopper? Are you a shopper? Do you go out? Do you hit the malls?
You know what? When you were saying the mall thing, I don't go often, but when I do go, I'm like, the mall still hits for me. You know what I'm saying? Walk around, nice smells, temperature controlled, so you don't have to worry about the weather. If you have kids, they can just kind of run wild and in a wide range of, my kids are older than yours, but now my kids, they actually want to go into a store and be like, oh, Dad, can I get this shirt? Yeah, you're the hero that day. Yeah, knock yourself out. You've been doing well in school. Get the shirt. So you get that. You go to the food court. I mean, who doesn't like a mall food court? So yeah, I still actually do enjoy the mall experience. I will not be going on a Black Friday, but just a random weekend or something. Absolutely.
I don't think it's that crazy anymore on Black Fridays. Like I remember the days when you would drive by like on Thanksgiving and you'd see the lines like outside of Best Buys where people were camped out with actual, tents and all of that from the night before because they needed the latest trend in technology. Where now, Amazon, while they do give us that Black Friday game, they do take away some of the, nostalgia of the Black Friday. But it is fun. And what's your strategy in the mall food court real quick before we continue to football? Do you know exactly what you want, or do you do the lap where you take the little samples? Yeah.
I'm not doing a sample. I'm doing a lap and I'm mentally clocking it. Like, okay, that if I don't find anything better, bam, doing that. Then I keep going. All right, that's going to, that leap, the number one choice. You do the full lap. You come back around and then you make your decision.
So I like to do the lap where I get one sample of all the different, like the honey chicken, like the little mini sandwiches. And I feel bad doing it because I know in my heart of hearts exactly what I'm going to end up getting at the end of the day. And I know it's probably not what any of those samples are. So morally, I feel like I'm this moral conundrum where I'm taking your sample, which is intended to entice me to get your meal, even though I know I am not going to end this transaction getting your meal. But I still do it. I take all the samples.
You're not doing anything wrong because there will be future mall trips, Billy. And you might remember, hey, I didn't get that honey last time, but you know what? That was good. I might try it this time. So you're not doing anything wrong. Don't feel bad about yourself.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Give me your next one. I want to hear your next one. What else are you thankful for right now?
Next thing that I'm thankful for is this season right now is the season of hope. Now, what do you mean? What do I mean, Billy Gil, by the season of hope? There's lots of things to be hopeful for. So I've been listening to this episode, this week on the show. You started on Monday. You did a little bit of the hope where you started talking AFC and NFC playoff pictures, right? Which is exactly where we want to be right now, because you have a team like the Miami Dolphins, for example, who right now are 4-7. But there's a little tiny bit of hope in there when you look at the graphics on NBC at night, and the Dolphins at 4-7 still say in the hunt. So while the season looks lost, you still have the Saints, you have the Jets, you have the Steelers, you have the Bengals.
I didn't think that's where you were going with that. No.
You have a Pats team. You have a Pats team at the end of the year who could have already clinched the 1 seed in the AFC, who could be resting people. A season of hope. And if don't forget the NFC. The NFC, you have a team that we talked about last week a little bit, right? The Carolina Panthers. I mean, the Carolina Panthers are still in the mix here. Carolina Panthers can still potentially win their division. They could be a wild card team. We had a very bad game for Bryce Young this past week against Brock Purdy, and you had an exchange where Brock Purdy was doing everything in his power to not let our guy, Bryce Young, blow it for his team. You had a sequence between the first and second quarter where the 49ers threw an interception, then Bryce threw an interception, then the 49ers threw an interception, and then the Panthers punted, and then the 49ers threw another interception, and they were doing everything they possibly could to keep Bryce in it. Brock Purdy was trying to deliver us something special for Bryce and the Panthers, and the Panthers are still believing that they're in it because this is the season of hope. And if you're not just looking at this as a season of hope for merely teams and whether or not they can still be in the mix or not, look no further than the Cleveland Browns. Shedeur Sanders, look at him. He comes in, he gets his first career NFL start, a hero's welcome. You have kids in the stands who are pointing at their wristwatch. He has a, okay game. He delivers a win. Deion's there in the cowboy hat. Things are going well there. Everybody's flying high. You kind of have a situation with Stefanski where he's having to, eat his words because he very clearly would rather have Dylan Gabriel be his quarterback. And he did everything in his power to make that be the case and did not want to start Shedeur, but didn't really have an option because, the quarterback situation there is somewhat of a disaster. And Dylan Gabriel now has a concussion. Listen, Shedeur's first game 2 weeks ago, not great. 4 of 16, 47 yards, interception. This week it was better. I mean, he had that long 53-yard pass. He had another 66-yarder, but that was more of like a screen pass, and he didn't really do that. But he had a decent game. They win the game. It's the Raiders, so whatever. It doesn't really mean anything. But for these next few weeks, you still have with Shedeur Sanders that what if. Because if you remember, in the preseason, he started off, that first game that he played, we were like, whoa. Everyone was wrong about Shedeur. Shedeur should have been drafted a lot earlier in the NFL draft. And then he had that second appearance where they just kind of tossed him in like the third quarter, the last game of the season. And he was like 4 of 16 or something. He got sacked a bunch of times. So Shedeur's been a question mark for a lot of time. But right now, if you're a Cleveland Browns fan, you still have that hope with Shedeur Sanders.
Okay. Yeah, I do buy it with the Browns a little bit. The young quarterback who comes in, that's always fun. You don't need to have high expectations. He wasn't like a first round pick. You just say, hey, let's watch him. Let's see what we got here. Now, I did think the direction you were going in was when you said season of hope, and then you listed the Dolphins, that you're going to be like, some fan bases are like the Dolphins where they don't have any hope right now. That's actually where I thought you were going with it. But we don't need to spend too much time on that because this is positivity. Yeah. You're a Dolphins fan. And so you're right. They're still making the graphic. They're not making the Ringer NFL show graphic, but that's okay. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. I'm giving Billy one thing I'm thankful for. This episode is brought to you by NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV. Look, tomorrow is all about family, food, and of course, NFL football. But while you're prepping for the big day, there's something else you should be thankful for. The race for the NFL playoffs is heating up, and every single game matters more than ever. That's why you need NFL Sunday Ticket on YouTube TV. And right now, new users can get it for the rest of the season for just $48. It's the perfect way to make sure you don't miss a single crucial out-of-market Sunday game down the home stretch. So give yourself an early holiday gift. Get NFL Sunday Ticket for the rest of the NFL regular season for just $48. Head over to youtube.com/RingerNFL and sign up now. Offer ends December 1st. New users only. Terms and embargoes apply. No cancellations. Commercial use excluded. No refunds. All right, we are back on the Ringer NFL show. All right, Billy, I'm giving you one now.
Ooh.
You know, I don't want people to say Sheil's not thankful for anything. Billy did the whole. I'm thankful for the Micah Parsons trade, Billy, because I don't know if you know this. I actually don't root for the Eagles. I'm not a fan of any one team. I'm a fan of team content. And the Parsons trade was pretty much the perfect content trade. You know, I'm going to give you reasons why. Because now you can pitch me any hypothetical trade and I can't say, it's never going to happen. Because you know what you can say? The Micah Parsons trade happened. If that can happen, you can't laugh at this. You know, maybe the Bengals should trade Jahmyr Chase and use the picks to rebuild their defense. 4 months ago, Sheil, this is the dumbest thing I ever heard. How do you even have a podcast? Now, well, Cowboys traded Micah Parsons. Yeah. Maybe that's not crazy. So you got that. Here's what else I was thinking. It has spurred other trades. Like we had this crazy trade deadline. Sauce Gardner for 2 first-round picks, Quinnen Williams for a first and a second. Do those trades happen if the Parsons embolden teams to kind of think outside the box? Hey, we have a star player. Hey, let's at least call about this player and offer up some picks. So I like that. And then here's the other thing, last thing. There are so many takes you can have. You know, right now, like I could give it to a take. Hey, did Jerry Jones cook? You know what I'm saying? Quinnen Williams. Did you see him last week against the Eagles? He's cheaper than Micah Parsons. Defense is playing better. Maybe Jerry Jones isn't the old man everyone's making fun of. Maybe he knows what he's doing there. And then if the Packers get to the Super Bowl, Billy, I mean, I can't believe the Packers got Micah Parsons and he put them over the top. So this is the trade that keeps on giving. And Jerry Jones, for all of his faults, the man understands content.
So I was just going to ask you if you wanted to revise it and say what you're really thankful for is Jerry Jones. Which
I can't get there.
Like you might be, but you don't want to be.
I won't say that. I cannot say that on a mic.
You might be thankful for Jerry Jones.
Listen, Jerry Jones understands media. Great scene in Landman season 1. And he understands the content game and how to keep his name in the headline. I will give him credit for all those things.
He may understand media and content better than he understands football. And I don't mean that as an insult.
That's not a maybe. That is
100%.
That's 100% true. So there you go. Micah Parsons trade. All right,
do you like the Eli Manning shows where it's like Chad Powers or whatever it's called, where they do like undercover on Amazon? So like last year, Baker Mayfield had one, which was great with season ticket holders. And this year they did one with Micah Parsons. And then it was awkward because he was traded. So he did all of that stuff in Dallas in like a bar or whatever before he got traded. So then after it came out, he wasn't even part of that community anymore.
I didn't see that.
I haven't seen it yet either.
Yeah. Okay. It's timing. You know, they didn't know. They just woke up one day and decided. All right, what do you have? What's next on your list for things you're thankful for? You got one more for me, right?
The final thing I'm thankful for, and this is something that I don't intend to be divisive, as it may be divisive with the audience and the crowd, especially this time of the year. This is a thankful thing. Remember, this is coming from a good place. I'm thankful this time of year for ham. Why ham? Yeah, ham. Because
actual ham, not hard as you're talking ham.
I'm talking about ham because ham is the perfect second option for a Thanksgiving meal and a Thanksgiving dinner. So everybody talks about turkey. They love turkey. And now, as of late, there's been kind of people turning on turkey. But like turkey is a very important part of football on Thanksgiving. You have the big turkey legs. You have the turkey trophies. You, of course, have John Madden with his turducken. But the ham is very underappreciated. When everybody's focusing on the turkey, I don't know about you, I'm not a fan of like the wet meat turkey. I like the dry kind of burnt turkey a little bit. It's not a very popular take. I know that. I don't do the deep fried turkey. Have you done the deep fried turkey at all or no?
Billy, the Kapadias are actually vegetarian. So we don't do the ham. We don't do the turkey. We'll do all the sides and all that. And so we can have a nice get together. But I got no meat takes for you. So you are going to be the official, you're going to have the official meat takes of the Ringer NFL show.
So do you do a lot of pies and sides, green bean casseroles?
We do it, and my daughter and I make a new mac and cheese recipe every year. And so the pressure's on this year. We're doing a little Gruyere cheese. I got it said, I don't even really know what that is, but I got to have the crumbles on top. Are you a crumble on top for the mac and cheese?
So my daughters love mac and cheese, but they're young.
Of course.
So they're like, and their refined palate for mac and cheese is not exactly there yet. They're very basic in the world of mac and cheese. So they like the Velveetas of the world, the Crafts of the world. My wife will go and she'll make homemade mac and cheese for them because, she wants them to be somewhat healthier. I like a crumble on it. I like, have you had mac and cheese pizza? Mac and cheese pizza is delicious.
I have. I like the idea of it. I think maybe more so than the actual.
There are some things that
it's almost like pizza fries. I always feel that with the pizza fries. Sounds like a good idea. Then I get it, and I'm like, I would have probably just rather had fries and pizza separately.
How about deep fried mac and cheese? Are you a fan of that?
I don't know that I've had that.
Really?
Deep fried mac and cheese.
You haven't had like little mac and cheese bites or anything like that?
Oh, yeah. Mac and cheese bites. Yes, I have. Yeah, I like those. Oh, yeah. Those hit. Those are good.
Now, I'm
in on those.
Now, this isn't mac and cheese, but it's in the fried cheese family. You mozzarella sticks people or no?
Come on. You think I'm going to turn down a mozzarella stick? Okay. I'm human, Billy.
All right. Well,
I'm only human.
I don't know. I feel like I insulted you coming out strong, giving you all my ham takes. And I should have done my research on the ham and you and whether or not you like ham or not. I got to tell you something. I don't know if you've ever felt like you're missing out on meat. Not with turkey. You're not missing anything.
Okay. Yeah. No, honestly, the only thing I look at is when I see like a chicken type, I look at that and I say, you know what? I could see myself getting into that.
You know what? I got to tell you, I dropped the ball twice on this episode. One with the ham and two when I was asking about the food course and going around and grabbing all the different types of chicken. Swing and a miss 2 times there, and you were so polite the first time.
We're getting to know each other, Billy. It's okay. It's only the second time we potted together. You can't know everything about me yet.
What do you do in the food court center? Are you a pizza guy? Like, what is your go-to?
There's pizza. There's Mexican. You can find all kinds. There's sandwiches. Okay. There's all kinds of things I can go around. Yeah, no, lots of options there. Sometimes you get something from one place, and then you get something from the other place. Let's have our own Thanksgiving food court situation.
I think that my most gluttonous that I've been is, and I'm ashamed to say this, is I have had a situation where I have done I've gone to 2 different drive-thrus in the same meal at competing chains. Wow. And it was when I was younger and I was like, I just want to see if I can do this. I want to see if I'm the guy that can have a Big Mac and a Whopper in the same meal. And if I'm going to be honest with you, so that was like the gluttonous because I got the full meal, fries, soda and everything and like the big burger with everything on it. Yeah. Horrible idea. I'm sure it took like 3 years off of my life. But this morning I went and I was craving some breakfast and I went to McDonald's in the drive-thru and I got some hash browns. I didn't want anything else. I just wanted the hash browns, which the prices for hash browns right now are astronomical. We don't need to get into that today. This isn't the forum for that. But it didn't fill me up to 2 hash browns. So then I drove over to Burger King and I got some Cine Minis. And it was incredible. 2 hash browns, Cine Minis. Oh, delicious. Absolutely delicious. Now, between just us friends here, me, you, the audience, was I in part doing it because my kids are home from school and I needed a little break, a little daddy time out of the house? Yes. Did it delay my adventure out slightly longer than it would have had I just got to one? Absolutely. But it's kind of along the lines of how you experience the food court where you go around, you try a little this, a little that,
Listen, the time in the car when the kids are a little younger, time in the car by yourself is precious. Just the time in the car from when they're in the car seat, you shut the door, you walk around the car to your drive. That is a good time too, by the way. Make sure you take a couple deep breaths there. Get ready for what's about to occur. All right, Billy, let me finish with a couple of speed rounds, okay? I'm thankful for Jahmyr Gibbs. I was like, can I have one actual football related thing? And I'm like, he's the most electrical player in the NFL. I don't need any numbers. It's just in a sport full of ridiculous athletes, when there's one that stands out, it really is something. And like the most exciting thing in the NFL right now, in my opinion, is when he like breaks one and he's on the right sideline and you're like, I don't think that safety has the angle. No, he definitely doesn't. And then it's a 50-yard run. So there you go, Jahmyr Gibbs.
I have a mixed feeling about him because I have him in fantasy and I have do you do fantasy at all or no?
Yes, I do.
I have the unhealthy relationship with some of these players and he was on my team in a guillotine league where I was eliminated last week and then he was taken by one of the 2 survivors this week in like the championship round and I saw him go off and I was like, we could have done magical things together, Jahmyr.
Well, could have been.
Exactly right.
No, he's fantastic. Another one I got, the football traditionalists, Billy, because, I enjoy the ball knowers and the analytics nerds and everyone who tries to, let's add a little nuance and analysis to the game. But sometimes I feel like we've gone too far.
Yeah.
And there's something inside me wants to come on this mic and just go, all Bo Nix does is win games. Baker, look at the grit with Baker Mayfield.
Yes.
What? What's Justin Herbert ever won?
Exactly.
That part of me, I just want to, come out. And so I don't want to lose that completely from the game. I think we need both sides of it to yell at each other. You need that friction. And I don't want those people to get lost in the mix.
Yeah. Give me a Terry Bradshaw who accidentally texts the wrong person and then gives us the update of what the wrong person told him,
Absolutely. We need that. I think that's part of the discourse.
Take your DVOA and shove it.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Last one here, Billy. Are you an emotion? Do you like to express emotions? Would you consider yourself someone capable of expressing emotions to other human beings?
Yes. I mean, I'm not a robot. I think I'm somewhat of an emotional being, but I can also be guarded.
Okay. Because the Kapadias have a long-standing history. We let it bottle up, and then we let it explode in like a family shouting. That's how we operate. So I find myself incapable of expressing emotions, but I actually wanted to just thank the listeners. It might sound a little hokey, but we're doing pods every day. They're taking time out of their day to actually listen to the show. So I generally like to be the observer of the person being emotional, like the emotional zoo, like someone's getting choked up. I like to watch that from afar.
Judgmentally?
I appreciate it. Like, wow.
I wish I could feel.
Saying, they're like, man, look at how much that person meant to them in their lives. It's amazing to you. I can't express that, but I'm trying to be a new Sheil. And so thank the listeners for listening to the show. How's that? How'd I do?
That was wonderful. Can I thank you for welcoming me into this show and this Ringer NFL family?
Yeah, of course.
Time of thanks.
What an addition. I don't think we had any food court mall conversations I did my 4th season here. Yeah. And I don't think we had a single conversation about that.
May not be the best thing, though. I don't know that it was necessarily needed, but
I disagree with that.
I'm here for you when you want to talk food courts. And when, if you want me to try some meat for you, I'm here. If you're ever wondering, I wonder what that piece of meat tastes like, but I'm not ready to go down that path, I'll try that meat for you.
And you have a way with words. So I feel like you really could describe it to me,
Thank you.
Pretty well. So maybe we will. Maybe that's a segment. Who knows? Sponsors, if you're listening. There you go. All right. His name is Billy Gil. I think we could probably do this for 3 hours with no real topic and just go back and forth. So maybe we'll do that at some point, but that's going to do it for this one. That's what we're thankful for. I'm not even sure what we said, but some of it was football related. Some of it was not, but appreciate everyone listening. Thank you to Billy. I will be back tomorrow doing a little preview of the Week 13 game. So thanks to Billy. Thank you to Christopher Sutton for producing. Kiera Givens on social, and additional production supervision by Conor Nevins and Arjuna Ramgopowell. I'm Sheil Kapadia. Talk to you tomorrow on The Ringer NFL Show. Must be 21 plus and present in select states. For Kansas, in affiliation with Kansas Star Casino, or 18 plus and present in D.C., Kentucky, or Wyoming. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit rg-help.com. Call 1-888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org/chat in Connecticut or visit mdgamblinghelp.org in Maryland. Hope is here. Visit gamblinghelplinema.org or call 800-327-5050 for 24/7 support in Massachusetts or call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY in New York.